Hi there. It's April the 18th, and we're continuing our journey through the book of Joshua, which in the Hebrew scriptures is one of the former prophets, and we've come to Joshua 16 to 18. Now, in this part of Joshua, the allocation of the land is still going on. And so in Joshua 16, Ephraim we see Ephraim is one of the sons of Joseph, and Ephraim receives their allocation of land, and they are obviously receiving land to the west of the Jordan, and they're receiving it in the land that's really modern Samaria, quite hilly country in the centre of Israel. And their land includes Bethel and a city called Gezer. It's to the north of Jerusalem. We actually read that they didn't drive out the inhabitants of Gezer, but they made them tributaries. So here's this tendency not to drive out, not to destroy the Canaanites as they'd been commanded, but to allow them to dwell, which will obviously lead on later to influence the Canaanites influencing Israelite worship and practice. So Ephraim received their land. Then in Joshua 17, we see Manasseh receiving another portion of land. Now, they've already received some land to the east of the Jordan, in the lands of Sihon and Og. They've been allocated land there, but only half of the tribe have settled there. So it's the half tribe of Manasseh, but then there's still some of the tribe of Manasseh to receive land, and they receive land to the west of the Jordan. And actually Manasseh's land stretches right across the width of Israel, from the sea, from the Mediterranean Sea, right across into the desert area to the east of the Jordan. They've got a really big part of the inheritance. Their lands include Ador and Megiddo, which is the equivalent of the present-day Haifa, and it's going right across. And they have a lot of water in their inheritance, so they are a very prosperous. They have a very prosperous tribe, and for a small tribe as they are, Manasseh is half of the tribe of Joseph that was divided between Ephraim and Manasseh. They have quite a large inheritance. Also in Joshua 17, we find the 5 daughters of Zelophehad, coming and reminding Joshua that they were promised to have their inheritance, even though their father didn't have any sons, that the inheritance would come through the daughters. So at the end of chapter 17, we find Ephraim and Manasseh actually coming and asking for more territory. They say, we're a lot of people, we haven't got enough territory. So Joshua says, okay, go and clear the forests and drive the people out from the hill country, and they will be yours. So Ephraim get the mountains. Now at the beginning of Joshua 18, we come to the establishment of the tabernacle. The tabernacle that has been in the wilderness travelling with them is now established in a place called Shiloh, which is actually in Ephraim's territory. And Shiloh is a Hebrew word that means tranquil or fair, a fair haven, a place of tranquility and peace. It might also have to do with that which belongs to him, because obviously back in the prophecies of Israel, in his last prophecies, he said that the scepter would not depart from Judah until Shiloh, the one to whom it belongs, comes. So but generally speaking, Shiloh is thought to mean tranquil or peaceful, and it's here that they set up the tabernacle. Jewish sources suggest that the tabernacle then stayed there for over 350 years, until the time when the ark was taken by the Philistines in the time of Eli and his sons Phinehas and Hophni. So it was there for a good period, all through the times when the tribes were settling the land. And at Shiloh at this time, they gather the tribes. 5 of the tribes now have received their inheritance. So Reuben, Gad and Manasseh, Ephraim and Judah have now received their inheritance, but the other tribes have still to receive it. So Joshua says, come on now, we need to get this sorted out. So he has a survey made of the rest of the land and divides it up into 7 lots according to the tribes that are going to inherit it. And the next the rest of this chapter and the next chapter, chapter 19, really cover the allocation of that land. So at the end of chapter 18, the allocation of Benjamin is given, and Benjamin has the area directly to the south of Ephraim, and Benjamin's territory includes Jerusalem and it includes Jericho. It's not a huge territory, but it has very key places in it, and of course it will later be taken into the kingdom of Judah when David rules, but at the moment it belongs to the tribe of Benjamin. It goes right down to Jericho and to the river Jordan. And we're going to see more of that allocation as we move into the next chapter. Have a very good April the 18th.